what's up you guys? Interceptor King Auto Sales here. This is my 2012 Chevy Caprice. It's got just over 300 horsepower with a 3.6 liter V6. I think it gets 27 miles per gallon average. Maybe it's 28, somewhere around there. Average on the highway. It runs and drives great. When I first got it, it had the little airbag light was on, and I took it into a mechanic and he looked over the vehicle, and he also found that the plug on the passenger seat over here, there was a plug underneath this seat, and it was unplugged. And there's also a radio under there in case I'm just gonna leave the radio in there in case a security company wants to buy this. They'll have a radio box underneath the seat still. But anyways, I got into these ex-police vehicles about 20 years ago. I went over to my buddy's house in Burien, Washington. He's an ex-state trooper over there, and he had 6 Crown Vics in his front yard. And this was back in like 2000 or 1999 or 2000. And he had 6 Crown Vics. They were like, you know, 95 to 97 Crown Vics. And he said, I'll sell you that 97 Crown Vic right there for $2,500. And I was like, really? And I'm like, what's wrong with it? And he's like, nothing. All it needs is a driver, he told me. So I took it out on the highway, drove it, and everything, it drove perfect, you know. I was like, man, why is this car such a low price for how much vehicle I'm gonna get? And you know, at first I was skeptical. I thought, man, there's got to be something wrong with this car. And so I bought it. I got it for $2,400. It had 128,000 miles on it or something like that at the time. And he sold it to me. I drove it home, and I had it for about 2 months, and I was just in love with the car. And then my cousin wanted to buy one, and my sister wanted to buy one, and another cousin wanted to buy one. So I eventually opened up a car dealership because everybody wanted one, and it was a lot of vehicle. You know, that was back in the day when the Crown Vics were everything. Back in 2000, they quit making the Crown Vics in 2011. So that's how I got into these cars. I just like cars that are quick for a low price, and this is just the best bang for your buck as far as I'm concerned, you know. But right here, this is a 2012 Caprice. They started making these in 2011, and they made them at the Holden plant in Australia. So this is actually, excuse me, I'm gonna wipe this off. This is actually a Australian car. They made it only for law enforcement. They quit making them at the end of 2017 because they closed the Holden plant down at the end of 2017. And they're just really cool cars. Holden plant made them for Chevrolet. It's silver. It's got all tinted windows. Runs and drives great. Spotlight works. It's a beautiful color. And it's a super rare car. These cars are super rare. Only made for law enforcement, like I said. Never offered to the general public. It's got Goodyear Eagle RSA tires on it, the best tires you can get. And I'm not a car salesperson. I'm just a car enthusiast that had to open up a car dealership because I sold too many of these in 1 year, and the state told me if I want to keep getting these cars and selling them that I had to open up a car dealership, because you can only, if you sell more than 4 vehicles in a year, apparently it's against the law. And it's a pain in the butt to open up a car dealership. You got to jump through all these hoops and do all this stuff and find a lot in commercial zoning and all that other stuff. But there it is, 2012 Chevy Caprice. I think they only imported like 15,000 of these into the US from 2011 to 2017, and then they quit making them. But it's a great car. If you want a car that's got over 300 horsepower and gets 27 or 28 miles per gallon average on the highway. It's got a leather back seat. Really nice leather back seat. And I just lowered the price on it so that whatever you see on the window is not going to say in the video, because then if I decide to end my sale on a certain date, because right now it's on sale for a few days, if I end the sale, then I got to redo a whole video, you know, because if in the video I say a certain price and I raise the price back up or whatever after my sale ends, then I got to make a whole new video. So I just don't say what the price is on the video. But you can go to my website, interceptorking.com, for current inventory. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like us on Facebook. And so you know, as compared to an American car, the windshield wipers are right here for the windshield wipers, which is kind of different. So you can kind of tell it's not an American made vehicle. But oh, it's got the sport mode and it's got performance mode. So I'm gonna push one button and it goes into performance mode, which is more peppy, and then you can push this other button and it goes into sport shift. So it shifts firmer, and in the performance mode it'll hold it at a higher RPM. When you're getting on it, it'll know that you want to get on it, and then you can just turn it back off and it goes back off. It also has a low gear. You put it in low and it'll stay in a the little L will come on right there. It'll stay in a higher RPM range so that you can stay in that power band where you get more power when it's at a higher RPM. So it'll keep it in that lower gear at a higher RPM when it's in low gear, and you can really get on it. But it's a one-owner vehicle. It's always been professionally maintained and upkept. Spotlight works. You know, I always say, you know, if you want one, you want one. If you don't, you don't. I'm not really a car salesperson. The car pretty much sells itself. It's got Bluetooth capability. Let's pop the trunk. I haven't looked in the trunk for a while.
Is this a local lease car?
Yeah, I'm doing a video right now, so I could talk to you in a second.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. There's a spare right there. Another Goodyear Eagle spare. So anyway, there it is. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you guys have a great day. InterceptorKing.com for current inventory. Bye.